What's going on, shooters? Thank you so much for joining me again. To all my day ones and the new ones, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And this channel wouldn't be what it was if it wasn't for all y'all. I'm sorry the camera might be a little shaky at times. That's my bad. Going to pick up a lawnmower from the shop. Get my lawn mowed, you know. Yeah. So this is the road to prison. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you like my content, and definitely drop a comment. I appreciate all the feedback, negative or positive. It shows me where I should go with my channel, how I'm gonna grow my channel, all that good stuff. Yeah, so let's get right into the story. I gotta paint the picture for you to understand. I'm just come home, 2012. I'm having a kid within 6-7 months. You know, just found out she's pregnant. So I come home. I come home now. The dynamic between my child's mother and me is, for now, I have full custody. There was a struggle with DHS. There was a struggle in everyday life. I felt like when we were together, it was always a struggle. It was always a lot of bad things happened. I'll leave it there. I don't want to knock anybody. I don't want to bring any dreadful old memories in. It's just a lot of arguing, a lot of fighting. So yeah, so I come home. This is late 2012 now. I come home, the first thing I want to do is I want to throw a party. I want to have my friends over, people I haven't seen in a while. Now, kind of like prison, when you leave state, or you go on a long extended trip, 18 months, 2 years, however long. When you come back, it's almost like a reality check. Like the world didn't stop turning because you were gone. Now that's a hard concept, especially in prison or jail. You're in a 6x10. All you have is time. All you have is you have a routine going. You know, it's a routine. Every day you wake up, brush your teeth, shave. You have breakfast. You might have rec that day. All that good stuff. So I come home and I put out this party, and I invited everybody, probably at least 100 people. Some people that I kept in touch with, a lot of people that I didn't keep in touch with. I invited a couple shady characters from my past that I hadn't really talked to in a while, but like I said, the world didn't stop spinning. These people had not changed. It just, a lot of people have gotten worse. Sorry, I got cut my lip. They got worse. So this guy named Cody was there, and one day of just partying, drinking, having a good time, playing adult games, adult beer pong, led into recreational use. I thought it was recreational use. Once in a while, I'm not addicted. When it came to this point where I was buying, I was borrowing money, just doing the worst things to try to get my next fix. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. It's hard. It takes, even when you're in addiction, it doesn't bother you as much when you're in addiction, especially when you get out of addiction. Like the things you did, it hurts. Deep down it hurts. But even when you're in addiction, like, I had a conscience. Like I didn't want to stay borrowing money, making promises, sneaking out at night, about to be a father. I thought I changed, Either way, I was addicted. I mean, point blank, I got addicted to painkillers. That was my crutch, painkillers. So I went up to Cody one day and I said, "Listen, bro, this no more. I don't want to do this whole problem money, worrying if I'm gonna have something for tomorrow, so I don't feel sick. Cody said, "Let me make a call, man. I've had an idea. I want to bounce around on your head, you know." And Cody's this guy, you know. He's the guy that hustle anybody out of anything, talk anybody out of into anything. And I was just that day sucker, you know what I mean? I was the Thursday night sucker. So he calls this girl named Lindsay. They come over. I actually went to school with Lindsay, so you know we dab up. Hey, what's going on? Blah blah blah. Well, come to find out, Lindsay works for a doctor. And now back then, it wasn't just digital. Digital prescriptions were like a new thing. So they still had a pad and paper. Lindsay worked for a doctor, and she had stolen a doctor's prescription pad. And I think it's like a DOA number. I could be wrong about that. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know. But it's like the doctor's number. I think it's called DOA number. She had the number because she'd be filling out the prescriptions for the patients. Well, they came to me with this idea, glorious idea. No more take raw money from no one. No more selling anything. No more, you know, 3-way split. She'll fill out this prescription with my name on it. Boom, I bring it to the pharmacy. I thought it over. Now, I say I thought it over. I didn't actually think too much into it. I'm like, yo, if that works, it works. Let's do it. So I walked in. It was a Rite Aid at the time. I walked in, handed a prescription, waiting, like looking around, like, you know how that feeling where you get when you feel like someone's watching you, or you're about to get like a movie. The feds run in. That's what I'm like waiting. Pharmacist comes back with the prescription. Say, here you go. You have a great day. Boom. Walk outside. Dropping right around. Get to Cody and Lindsay. 3-way split. They're gone. I'm gone. Boom. A couple days later, Lindsay calls up. Hey, let's do that again. I said, yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. This is, in my eyes, while in addiction. I am not condoning any of this behavior. Do not try this. In my eyes, I'm not hurting anybody while I was in addiction. In my eyes, you know, I'm not rolling anybody's money and making empty promises. But we do it again. After a couple times, it came to the point where I said, hey, let's try another pharmacy. Let's try something else, because it's getting really sketchy at this point. And I'm already starting to like look up rehabs and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna be a dad. I wanted to do the best for my son. So I did. Lindsay's like, do you know anybody we could put it on their name? We'll try Walgreens or Walmart. Walmart's perfect. Let's try that. Well, my mother was in addiction too, so I asked her. She said, no problem. What do I get out of it? Here you go. Here's my date of birth and my name. Walked in. Can I fill? And I always used, and this saved me. I say saved me. I'm not. It helped my case. I always use cash. I never use insurance. Run my mother's. Boom. Here's a prescription. You know, I'm still like, oh, are they watching me? Because, you know, I've done it a couple times. Allegedly, it happened 12 to 16 times. A couple months go by of this, you know. Every time it's getting sketchier and sketchier. I just had this bad gut feeling. So I check out. I call Cody. I said, listen to me. I'm sorry. I got to go my own way. All right, bro. Bet. Catch you later. He wasn't too happy, but what could he do? What could anybody do? I go check myself in. I get on the straight and narrow. Now all these emotions coming back. You know, I'm about to be a father. What have I been doing? I got addicted to drugs. I'm supposed to be that tough guy. You know. A couple months go by. I see in the newspaper, Cody blah 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 and Lindsay blah 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 got caught selling oxycodone 30s. Wow. Well, couldn't say it could have happened to nicey people. You know, I was one of them people, but in my head, I was good. You know, it's been months now. Well, a few days later, I got a call from one of my buddies, and they're like, "Listen, dude, he got caught with a prescription pad." I'm like, I didn't tell nobody. You know, no one knew like about the pad, and I'm like, what are they doing on prescription pad? I guess they were bringing them in the pharmacies. Oh boy. Alright, bro. Catch you later. Go about my life. Have my son. You know, I'm waking up with him every morning, feeding him a bottle in the middle of the night, changing his diaper. You know, he always slept with me. A couple weeks go by, and I'm not even thinking about it now. You know, my life, it did a 180. I'm doing great now. I get a call, and I'm from a town called Fairfield. Get a call from the next town over Waterville. Now, hey, anyway you can come in, we just got a couple questions for you. I'm like, yeah, no problem. In my head, I'm like, I haven't done anything wrong. It's probably a parking ticket, or I think I gotta fail at the yield. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. Which I should have known, you know. So I went in there, and the detective at the time said, my name's Dwayne. Nice to meet you. You got time? I said, yeah, no problem. Not knowing I didn't have a choice. So as I'm walking into the interrogation room, Cody and Lindsay are walking out. Now my heart's racing. I'm starting to sweat. What is going on right now? It can't be about that. That was months ago. It can't be. Officer Cludier walks in, the detective, with another gentleman, and he said, here you've been licking pharmacy, hitting pharmacies. That's what he's basically saying. Licking pharmacy. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a cocky little guy when I get irritated, or you know. Oh, you don't? I figured you'd say that. So he threw this manila envelope, just a regular 10 by whatever manila envelope at me. And how he threw it is flew down on the desk, and the top of it caught wind, so it opened up. So I didn't even have to touch it. It flew on the table. Boom. First picture. Me walking out of Rite Aid with my hat down a little lower. Prescription in my hand. What am I gonna do? Boom, 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 boom. I'm freaking out inside. Like, I think I was sweating on the inside. If that's possible. Well, that doesn't prove that's me. Why am I being interrogated? You guys got the wrong dude. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a joke. You're a joke. This whole place is a joke. Thought you'd say that too. Flip it over. Flipped it over. It was me and Walmart. Smiling at the camera. No hat on. Not a care in the world. Smiling with a prescription in my hand. I knew I'm screwed. I said, that's not me. But either way, what's gonna happen? See, I'm not afraid to go to jail. I mean, it was the emotional trip that I just had a son. This was months ago, like months and months ago. Like, I don't understand why I was coming back up. So in my head, I'm like, you know. So my demeanor changed a little bit, you know. I'm like, so do I get bail? I'm sorry, I've been being a jerk, you know. Like, didn't deny it, didn't admit it. Just asked about bail. We'll call the DA and find out. I think the bail was like $5,000. I got bailed out the next day. So now I'm thinking lawyer, like, what is gonna happen? The charge was acquiring drugs by deception, 10 accounts, 12 accounts actually. Right off the rip, you know. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I have a baby boy now. I'm trying to do right by him. What am I gonna do? So they set me up with a court-appointed lawyer. Not a good idea, but they set me up with a court-appointed lawyer, and I take the lawyer. Now this took about 2 months to get the lawyer all situated, and it took about 2 months to get the lawyer all situated and get me to the point where I was being seen in front of a judge. And they call them depositional conferences. It's just fancy time for figure out what's going on in the case. Is there any deals? First conference, they say, do we have a deal? My lawyer said they did offer you. I said, all right, perfect. Offer me a deal. Now this is the first time I've ever got in trouble. So what's the deal? You know, I'm thinking like, okay, this is a huge fine. 6 years in prison. What? 6 years for what? I didn't. It's not a victim. It's a victimless crime. I didn't steal from like a person. I did. I stole from the pharmacy, but 6 years? No, 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 no. The lawyer's like, well, I don't think it's gonna get any better than that. So I talked to a couple of my friends, and they actually gave me the best advice. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. You know, just keep nagging at them. Try to get it. You know, pushed out a little farther. And by luck, have it did get pushed out. Now this whole process took about 7 months. And I was just ready for it to be over, honestly. The final deal came down that I'd serve a year in prison, 2 years probation, and because of my past history, I've never been in trouble. I've done all this. I was in Boy Scouts. I was an Eagle Scout. You know, service. I've done a lot of good things in my life, and I made a bad mistake, multiple. 9 months and a day, basically, is prison time I'm in, and then 2 years probation. Ain't getting no better than that. But they did make the deal that they're adding a deferred disposition is where you go X amount of days without getting in trouble. It's usually like a year or two, and they drop it off your record. Well, my deal was because I had the worst lawyer in the world, and I probably could have got it dropped down for anything, but if I stayed out of trouble after the probation, it'd be dropped down to a misdemeanor possession. That'll work. Now, when it came to court, this is why I say allegedly. Allegedly happened 12 to 16 times. When it came to court, I think everything but 3 of them got dropped. So it was 3 accounts of acquiring drugs by deception, which I'd already made the deal. So when they couldn't charge me with anything else, biggest mistake of my life. I should have kept fighting it. I should have got a better lawyer. That's good advice right there. Get a good lawyer. It's the best thing you can do. It might cost you some money, but a good attorney, especially if you've never been in trouble before, or could really help. I was just ready to get it over with. I was so scared. I'm not scared of jail. I'm not scared of prison. I was so scared to leave my kid alone. So I took it. I took the deal. And that's the road. That's the road that led me there. Led me to jail. Led me to prison. The mistakes I made. I did that. I can't sit here and say it was Cody. It was Lindsay. That was me. I chose to become addicted. I chose all that. And I take full responsibility. Now, mind you, this was over 10 years ago. It's like a different lifetime. But I have to accept the fact that it wasn't a different lifetime. It might have been a long time ago, but it's still the same life. It's still the same me. I just changed. I've grown up. And that's just what happened. And needless to say, probation, I did get in a little bit of trouble. But at the end of the day, I made it through, and it was horrible. Felt like a failure. Felt like, what kind of father can't provide for his son because he's so stuck into himself that he goes and gets himself in trouble like this. Now, I had a great support system at the time. My father, my sisters got me through it. But you got to realize when you're doing bad thing, they say call it on the streets. You're not the only one that's gonna pay for that. Your parents, siblings, your family, and they did. They paid with it. I was the one in prison, but they were the ones missing me, you know. And I had responsibilities in my family that I couldn't keep up with. I was a father. So guys, please before you do something that you can't take back, if you're in addiction and you need help, reach out. But try to think about your every action has a reaction. Everything negative you do has a consequence, one way or another. And lies never help. That just piles on. But this was the road to prison. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the story. Drop a comment, definitely. Let me know if you want to hear what happened in prison, what happened during my probation, and how I became this guy. I love y'all. Thank you so much, shooters, for listening. It takes a lot to share a story like this, and I have a lot more where that came from. I really hope I kept you in tune and you enjoyed this. Until we see each other again, salute to all my shooters out there. Much love, guys. Stay up.